Hi, I'm here to present you my new project. It's called AudioProjectSanitizer, and it aims to be a simple application that can help you a lot when organizing the audio projects that are sent to you to mix. It is more than common that the projects you have to mix arrive out of order, and you have to spend a lot of time organizing them before you can import them into your mixing template. As you can see, it is written entirely in Python, but I have compiled a version for Windows. A version that does not require Python and that you can download from my Dropbox. If you are not a Windows user, you could install Python on your computer, and by running this code, you could also use this utility. Now, let's go with some examples. Here we have a typical project of audio files that come to us uncategorized. We open AudioProjectSanitizer, we indicate the folder, and the first thing it asks us is if we want to identify the mono and stereo files among these audio files. If we say yes, we see how it renames the files, telling us which ones are mono and which are stereo. The next thing it shows us are the files it has found that appear to be in left and right pair, and that we could, if we want, join together into a stereo pair. If we say yes, the program puts them together and moves the original files to a folder that it creates and calls obsolete files. In this way, the program is working in a non-destructive way. Finally, the program asks us if we want to reorder or categorize the audio files. If we say yes, a list appears with all our files and below the most typical categories into which we can divide these files. So what we need to do is simply drag each of the files to its corresponding category. It is important not to change the order of the categories, just drag the files in between. If any category is empty, it will not create a folder for that category. We could also leave files outside the categories and it would list them anyway without putting them in any folder. Although in this case we can categorize all the files without a problem. As we can see, it has put our audio files in categorized folders and in the order that we have assigned them in the list. Pretty cool, right? Now we can see this another example. In this example, we see how the files have come to us with temporary files, those that start with a dot, which are typical of Unix-based systems like macOS. On such systems, these files are hidden, but here on Windows we can see them. In this case, the first thing AudioProjectSanitizer asks us is if we want to delete these temporary files. Then, as before, if we want to identify the files that are mono and those that are stereo. In this case, we see that it shows us that it has also found stereo files, but that they are actually mono, that is, both L and R have exactly the same information. In my program jargon, these files are identified as dual mono. Then, upon finding this type of files, the program asks us if we want to convert them to mono, and thus be able to save some resources and disk space on our computer. If we say yes, it moves the original files to the obsolete files folder and converts our dual mono files to mono. Again, it shows us that it has found possible pairs of files that appear to belong to a stereo pair and asks us if we want to convert them into a single stereo file. Finally, we see that although our project is already categorized, the audio files are not organized in the order that we could have in our template. We run the program again, and this time we choose the drums folder and reorder these files. Although we could leave them out, since they are already in a folder named drums, in this case I decided to divide them into two categories, drums and percussion. And with this last example, I say goodbye to all of you. I hope it is useful to you. Bye.